TJ is pretty much the most hated atheist on YouTube. I don't think even he could deny that. Atheists have called him out on his political opinions several times.
Armored Skeptic recently called me the most hated atheist on YouTube. Now, he wasn't attacking me, he was simply referencing me in a series of very excellent refutations of the third-wave feminist rhetoric spewed by Steve Shives. I heartily recommend the content of Armored Skeptic, by the way. It may seem strange coming from a popular YouTuber, but I've only recently started watching YouTube videos myself, and his are among my favorites. I don't usually feel as if I'm the most hated atheist on YouTube. Most of those who reach out to me through my social media are exceedingly kind and flattering, but I suppose it cannot be denied that I have been a lightning rod for the SJW element present within the atheist community, as well as several other groups. I am the most popular YouTuber who makes videos on the subject of atheism, by almost any metric one could use to determine such a thing. Why I am in this position, I could not tell you. I am certainly not the smartest of the YouTube atheists, nor the most attractive, nor the most eloquent. One thing that everyone, according to Armored Skeptic, can agree on is that I am the most hated. So could there be, in fact, a causal relationship between being the most hated and being the most popular? I mean, Anita Sarkeesian is the most hated feminist, but she's also the most popular feminist. Donald Trump is the most hated presidential candidate, but he's also the most popular. I could bore you with more examples, but I'll let you do that bit of thinking on your own. I find a lot of uncomfortable parallels between myself and Donald Trump, if we're honest. After saying such a horrible thing about myself, though, I should make it clear that I repudiate the vast majority of Trump's ideas and find the man to be ludicrous. But it really isn't hard for me to see and understand exactly what the appeal of Donald Trump is. In a world of politicians who are trying to constantly sound as smart and in control and in command as possible, his natural, direct manner of speaking and his impassioned demeanor would resonate with anyone who already agreed with him. If Donald Trump was out there with Bernie Sanders' talking points, I'd probably be in fucking love with the guy. And the people who love him now would hate his rotten socialist guts far more than they hate Bernie Sanders' guts. That's just the kind of guy Trump is. Anita Sarkeesian is much more fake than Donald Trump or than me, but she still has a way of articulating things in a very direct manner, especially for a feminist. Because half the time when feminists talk, they talk in such a way that you need a lexicon of feminist terminology to even understand what they're saying. Even when Anita uses those feminist buzzwords, she usually provides a brief explanation as to what they actually mean. The reason that I am the most hated atheist on YouTube is because I don't consider for a second whether people will like or hate my video. I don't care if they think I'm a genius or a buffoon or anywhere in between. I have something on my mind, and I'm going to put it forth. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to make sure that you understand it. And I'm not going to put forth a conciliatory attitude whatsoever. I'm going to be so direct that it hurts. Or, as WatchMojo recently said in their list of the top 10 most controversial YouTube channels, of which yours truly was number 3.
If you think about it, there's a brutally provocative pattern setting in. His comment sections, unsurprisingly, are usually extremely argumentative as well. These videos are no gimmicks, but they hit right at the heart of the matter. For some people, though, they hit just a bit too hard.
So I am brutally provocative. If you watch this list, by the way, from the WatchMojo staff, it's clear that the guys at WatchMojo didn't like a lot of the people on that list, but they treated myself and the other atheist channels that they looked at with kid gloves. I mean, brutally provocative is fucking praise. That sounds like something you'd hear about a powerhouse film or a mainstream performer. WatchMojo basically sucked my dick. Now, speaking of people sucking my dick, I realize that I am sucking my own dick a bit here, so let me insult myself a little and delve into my shortcomings as a person, because I rarely talk about my faults, but I think it's appropriate here. I have shared with you guys on numerous occasions that I receive a lot of letters from people in bad situations, where I am told that my videos help them through dark times and continue to help them. I've used this as evidence both to my audience and to myself to demonstrate that my videos do have a positive impact in the world. They have given solace to people in dark and troubling times. But I guess this argument doesn't really hold up, does it? It's like saying that the Bible is justified because it provides solace to those in dire straits. And that's an idea that I absolutely repudiate. Now, I've realized this flaw in my thinking, but thankfully no one else did before I did. Or if they did, they let it slide because it's probably not a matter of great importance. But there is a more troubling confession to be made regarding these letters from people in dire circumstances who have sought solace in my channel and found it. And it's this. I am not personally moved by those letters. Not emotionally. I can appreciate the phenomena intellectually. My videos have given great comfort to people who need it, so I file that away into my archives of things I can use as fodder for my own aggrandizement. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm incapable of empathy. I'm capable of empathy. I just don't extend it easily. I'm glad that my videos have offered comfort to those in a bad way, but I'm not personally moved by this fact in any sort of sentimental sense, even when confronted with very thinking, very feeling, very human examples right there in my face. I wish I could improve in this regard, but it's hard to be open-hearted when you're simultaneously expected to take the rigorous emotional abuses that come along with being the most hated atheist on YouTube. And really, being emotionally detached is a far more natural state for me anyway. I learned to open myself up in bursts, such as when I'm making a video where I treat the camera as if it were a friend to whom I can tell anything without the pressure of self-censorship. In one sense, I am very empathetic towards my audience, though. I don't want them to be bored. I really don't want them to be bored. If there existed a handbook on how to make an amazing atheist video, I think the very first rule would be don't let the audience get bored. Have I broken this rule? Hell, I don't know. I might be breaking it right now. You really don't know what an audience will find interesting. Trying to simultaneously cater to thousands of different people's tastes is not easy. My point is not that I'm never boring. My point is that my fear of being boring is always of a central concern to me. I want the audience to be entertained. Any emotional reaction is better than none. So even anger or annoyance is way better than boredom. To put it succinctly, I'm an attention whore. And I'm not too picky about whether that attention is positive or negative. This all sounds really bad, doesn't it? Because here I am, a high school dropout who drinks and does drugs and smokes cigarettes and acts really obnoxious and is totally egotistical and self-centered and is centrally concerned primarily with people paying attention to him on the internet. While, by the way, hating even the slightest bit of attention in public thanks to my social anxiety. That's the most popular atheist channel on all of YouTube. I can see why there are those who would think that that makes the atheist community look bad. So, why am I so popular? Why do I get 4 to 5 million views per month? And not only am I doing this, by the way, I've been doing this for nearly a decade. I wasn't getting that many views the whole time, obviously, but my channel has always done well. I joined YouTube when it was practically brand new, and I'm still here. I can't think of anyone who was popular then who's still popular now, but here I stand. Well, maybe it has something to do with the fact that I can come onto this camera. Well, I'm not on camera right now, but you know what I mean. And lay into myself more effectively than even my most ardent haters. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I will call it like I see it without even the slightest hint of capitulation to an idea that doesn't hold up to scrutiny. I don't parrot the line of any ideological group, nor do I care about making myself sound smart, nor do I care about how others view me. The only important thing is that they view me. And if the things I say upset them, I don't coddle them. I demand to know by what reasoning they disagree. Not their emotional reaction. What is the reason? If I'm wrong, then prove to me that I am wrong using evidence, or prove that my reasoning for my beliefs is faulty. My skepticism, I think, tempers my attention whoredom. Many people who are attention whores, they feel the need to make up things to get attention for themselves. And we all know the kind of people I'm talking about. They're people who turn every event in their life into a giant drama with huge implications. I don't really do that because it's far more provocative and it's far more attention-grabbing to tell you the truth as I see it in a loud, uncompromising way. And don't get me wrong, my way is not the only approach, and it's arguably not the best approach either. But just because everyone shouldn't be like me doesn't mean no one should. Sometimes it takes a loud, angry asshole who's full of himself to say things that kinder, gentler people wouldn't say. And obviously, what I do resonates with a lot of people in both good and bad ways. And I hope that it will continue to do so in the future. And for those of you who are comforted by my videos, know that while I don't share a strong enough personal connection with you to be moved by your stories, I am overall glad that my videos had that effect. And I hope my confession here today hasn't tarnished that in any way. But if it has, remember, I was just telling the truth. That's kind of what I do. And I hope to continue to do so for another decade if you'll all continue to feed my addiction to your attention.